All right, so let's talk trade rumors, and nothing best to refer to this clip of John Viveros. Let's go to it. Schlemko, who I said I would talk about, 2.1 million. He has another year on his contract, so it'll expire after the 2019-2020 season. He got sent down to Laval. You look at the Philadelphia Flyers, who just sent down Dale Weise, who's I think on a 2.3, 2.5 around there AAV. What about a Dale Weise and David Schlemko switch? This kind of just came to me as a really good idea. Dale Weise, who played 2 and a bit years with Montreal, he had 2 really good seasons. Maybe he comes back to Montreal, plays a third, fourth line role. It's better to have a guy that would be contributing in your bottom six in your forward group than a guy in David Schlemko who's just taking up cap and not playing for your team. And the Flyers, who struggle on defense sometimes and are kind of weaker on the back end versus up front, maybe they could use a David Schlemko on their bottom pair. So that's just a thought for you guys, just to throw at one trade scenario there. I don't think it would be a bad trade for either team. All right, so that was me a week ago. Actually, about like 5 days before this trade happened. This trade that has gone down between Dale Weise and David Schlemko. So I did go back and refer to that trade as, like I said, Dale Weise going back to a fit with Montreal. Montreal being a little overcrowded on defense. Both players were not fitting in the system. Both players were kind of dead cap space at that moment. So what happens now is Dale Weise can fit in on the bottom six forward group for Montreal, and David Schlemko, who might play in the AHL, but also could fit on the bottom pair for Philadelphia. Christian Folin also goes to Montreal. Byron Froese, who's the captain of Laval, goes to Philadelphia. So he also will probably play in the AHL. So minor deal in a sense, but a deal that was, for me, kind of predictable. I know a lot of people are kind of calling me psychic and how did I predict this? But sometimes you see fits, and I just saw the fit there, and it made sense. So for me, I think Dale Weise, who in the one Montreal Canadiens run through the playoffs back in like 2013-14 or whatever, I think he had like 7 points in 16 games. He fit really well as that depth piece for Montreal. This season so far with Philadelphia, I think in like 30 or 40 games, he has about 11 points. David Schlemko has only like 2 points in 18 games. He, ever since coming from San Jose, really hasn't fit with Montreal. And with Montreal's injuries and just not having a solid defensive group over the last few years, Schlemko hasn't really found a consistent role with Montreal. Now he goes to Philadelphia, and Philadelphia, who has struggled all year, except for lately, they're on a huge streak right now. Their offense is really showing. Their defense and goaltending have always been up in the air. And the fact that their offense has kind of been shaky this year shows the struggles. Dale Weise obviously hasn't been a part of that since they sent him down. But now they move on from his cap, bring on a similar cap. They save about $250K, whatever it is, between Dale Weise and Schlemko. And it's more of just a change of scenery in my mind, ultimately. But both teams are looking for the position change as well. I think Montreal has the higher ceiling of winning this deal just because of the past with Dale Weise, and more because Montreal lacks more of the depth up front versus the depth on the back end, in my opinion. And then also to the matter of you're just swapping minor players in Folin and Froese. So there's not a whole lot to this deal. I think Byron Froese, who obviously played with the Leafs, he's played in depth roles before in the NHL, but he'll probably stay in the AHL for the most part, unless the Flyers want like a fourth liner call up. And then Christian Folin, kind of just a depth defenseman. So again, you're not going to expect a lot from him, but he's just kind of filling the spot, the defensive roster spot that Schlemko is holding. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Just a quick one to announce the trade. Kind of go back as a little joke to show that sometimes I do call out the right things that are happening in the NHL. I'd like to think I know some hockey here as I'm growing this channel. So it's a lot of fun doing this channel with you guys, and I appreciate the support I'm getting. So if you're here, subscribe, drop a like. Habs and Flyers come together with this little deal here, and we'll see what else happens towards the trade deadline. All right, guys, have a good one. Peace out.